In 1622, a proud African princess walked into a room full of European conquerors. They offered her no chair, only a mat on the floor, a deliberate insult. She didn't flinch. Instead, she commanded her servant to kneel and sat upon his back, staring down the Portuguese governor as an equal. This was Nzinga Mbande, a woman who would become queen, warrior, diplomat, and legend. For decades, she outwitted one of the world's most ruthless empires. This is her untold story. The year is 1583. In the heart of Central Africa, in the powerful kingdom of Ndongo, modern-day Angola, the Mbundu people thrive under their own rulers. But European ships have arrived on the coast, bringing guns, greed, and the horrors of the transatlantic slave trade. The Portuguese establish a colony in Luanda in 1617, raiding inland for captives. Kingdoms are pressured, chiefs forced into tribute, villages torn apart. Ndongo resists, but the tide of invasion grows stronger. Into this storm is born Nzinga Mbande, daughter of the king, a girl destined to change everything. Born around 1583 to King Ngola Kalonji, Nzinga grows up in the royal court, trained in warfare, politics, and diplomacy, skills usually reserved for men. Her father encourages her strength. She fights alongside warriors and masters strategy. When her brother, Ngola Mbande, becomes king after their father's death, he faces relentless Portuguese aggression. Weakened by defeats and desperate, he sends Nzinga as his envoy to negotiate peace in Luanda. At 39 years old, she steps into history. In the governor's hall, João Correia de Souza sits in the only chair. A mat is laid for Nzinga, a symbol of submission. Without hesitation, she signals her attendant to get on all fours. She sits on his back, meeting the governor eye to eye. The room falls silent. Through sharp diplomacy, she secures a treaty, Portuguese withdrawal from some lands, recognition of Ndongo's sovereignty. She even converts to Christianity temporarily, taking the name Ana de Souza. Europe whispers of the fearless African queen who refuses to bow. But peace shattered quickly. Portugal betrayed the treaties, intensifying slave raids and invasions. In 1624, after her brother's mysterious death, Nzinga claimed the throne, and war erupted. Outgunned by Portuguese firearms and artillery, Nzinga knew open battles would mean defeat. Instead, she mastered guerrilla warfare, a strategy centuries ahead of its time. Her forces struck like shadows, hit-and-run ambushes on Portuguese columns, vanishing into the dense jungles before reinforcements arrived. They launched raids on supply lines, torching convoys and capturing weapons to arm her warriors. Surprise attacks on isolated forts and settlements at dawn or dusk disrupted colonial operations and sowed constant fear. She brilliantly exploited Angola's rugged terrain, the thick forests, swollen rivers, and rocky highlands, where her troops moved swiftly on foot, knowing every hidden path. The Portuguese soldiers, burdened by heavy armor and unfamiliar with the land, struggled just to pursue them. Nzinga welcomed runaway slaves and defectors into her ranks, swelling her army with fighters who knew European tactics firsthand. She forged alliances with the fierce Mbangala warriors, nomadic mercenaries renowned for their brutality. She adopted their Colombo system, communal military camps where youths were trained as elite fighters, loyal only to the cause. She even performed their rituals to become an Mbangala leader herself. In the 1640s, she allied with the Dutch, Portugal's European rivals, coordinating joint assaults that recaptured lands and won decisive battles like the one at Mbumbai in 1647. Even in her 60s and 70s, Nzinga rode into battle, bow in hand, a living legend inspiring her troops. For over 30 years, these tactics bled the Portuguese dry. They faced costly pursuits, lost supplies, and constant harassment. There would be no full conquest, no surrender, Nzinga turned her kingdom of Matamba into a regional powerhouse, trading on her own terms while shielding her people from the horrors of the slave trade. Queen Nzinga died peacefully on December 17, 1663, at age 80, having preserved African independence longer than any other leader of her time. She reconverted to Christianity near the end of her life, but her true faith was always in her people's freedom. Her resistance became a powerful inspiration for generations, fueling Angola's 20th century fight for independence from Portugal. Today, she is celebrated as a symbol of intelligence, courage, and unyielding defiance. A warrior queen who proved that Africa bows to no one. This is Untold African Legends. Queen Nzinga's fire still burns. If her story ignited something in you, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and join us as we revive the heroes history tried to forget. Next time, another forgotten legend rises.